Hey everyone, so as you've seen, you're here on my channel today for Anna's Craft Cupboard. I'm using Cocoa Vanilla Studio Legendary Collection, and so today has been a bit of a hectic day with all of this fun stuff about health and safety and stuff at the moment. I've got work stuff happening, I've got kids stuff happening. I thought I hit record, but I did not. So I am working on this background paper, which is, I believe, it's called Offbeat, and I've done no mixed media, which is really strange. I have built a couple of layers behind my photo here. I've got this pattern, and then the wood grain, and then this lovely green. So that's what's behind my photo there. I have put the biggest of the stars from the ephemera pack on the page. This is from the ephemera pack. This is from the accessory stickers. I have used some clear stickers here and here. This is a clear sticker that I've popped onto white cardstock and fussy cut. So is this clear sticker. These are from my stash, these Pavement and Stories, and obviously the clear stickers from the clear sticker pack. I'm feeling that this page is very, very blank and empty, especially for me. I think I'm going to add my journaling in here, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Toying with the idea of putting a cluster up here, maybe to balance it a little bit. I'm thinking I'll bring in like the same paper layers and see if I can bring in that same star. I've actually cut part of that off, the part that's behind. I think it goes like that. So I might use that up there. I'm not really sure yet. I do have this other one which might work better. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to, now that I have realized that I didn't record the first part, I'm going to pop you on fast forward, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so you can see where I'm up to. I just did explain all of that to you. I am building this cluster up the top. So I've got that clear sticker paint stripe messy sticker down the bottom on the left, so I decided to take one up to the top as well to mirror that. I'm going to muck around with this arrow clear sticker for a little while because it's not straight, and I don't think it's even straight in the completed page, but I think I just went, you know what, I give up. So you get to watch me muck around with that for a little while. I'm like, yes, that's where I want it. I'm still not convinced it's straight, but that's where it stayed. All right, making sure I'm happy with the placement there. Now I got this far and then went, this page is still really clean for me. I'm not sure what I want to do. I toyed with the idea of not doing this, and then I toyed with the idea of doing this, and then I just went, I'm just going to do it. So I've got a navy blue mist here. You can see I've poured some into a little paint palette, and I am just adding colour with a paintbrush. I'm being a little bit, I can't think of the word, light-handed. That's what I'm doing, but that's not the word I'm thinking of. I don't want to add too much colour and then go, oh my gosh, what have you done, and absolutely hate it. So I am being quite cautious with the colour here. You can see I'm trying not to get it onto the letters there. And you will see in a minute that I do move those. Now, the interesting thing about this paper, I have not put gesso on here, but the way the paper has been made, the colour sits on top for a little bit longer than if it had been like white cardstock or something. So I had a little bit of time to move it, which I thought was really awesome. So I'm able to blend out the edges just a little bit, just enough that it's not a harsh line. I only have to leave it like an extra 5 seconds, and I can't, but there you go, fun fact. So I'm like, okay, that looks weird with the big gap in the middle, so I'm going to remove those stickers and come in with some more of this colour. You can see I'm just adding little bits of colour, darkening it up as I feel like I need to, just adding little tiny dabs of colour here and there and spreading it around. I don't hate this in the long run. I'm still not sure that I needed to add it, but it's there now, it's dry, it's photographed, it's ready to go into the album. So I'm obviously happy enough with it that it isn't going to make me redo it. You can see I'm going under that star. I've just lifted up that part of it. I'm going to go in and dry it off as best I can without melting clear stickers and photos and things. Stick that back down. And what am I doing here? I've added in the date label. I'm just messing. So, oh, that's right. So I decided to go through and just ruffle up the edges of all the papers and things just for a bit of extra texture and dimension. And then I was like, I think I need more here. So you can see I'm just adding that in. Now I'm being really light-handed here. Again, I didn't want to add too much, but I also wanted the color to kind of fade out gently from the darker blue to a less dark blue. So you can see I'm just gradually adding a little bit more and a little bit more. I don't really want a harsh line, but I do end up coming in and covering that up as well. This has a lot of paper elements to it. So I decided I was going to add some different texture. I'm using some red and orange thread here. There isn't a lot of red and orange in this collection. It is lots of blues and greys, which is awesome, but there's a few little pops of the reddy orangey colour throughout the collection. So I thought I would pull on that colour. And also he's got that red and orange in his backpack. Got that thread in there and then went, I don't quite like it. So I used my little tool there to pull up my label sticker, and I'm going to stick the thread under that bit now. And I'm much happier with how that is looking. I'm going to muck around with the ends of the thread for a little bit. And I do end up sticking those in place, and I'm coming back in here with my title. You can see I've just added a tiny bit of wet glue behind each of those letters. And now I'm going to stick that top cluster all together. I'm doing the smart thing and distressing all the edges before I stick it down this time. I did try this cluster to the top left, but I really didn't like the way it was looking, and so I thought I'll give it a try on the top right. And it just kind of fitted right there and worked really well. I think with the flow of the direction of the photo really helps, and I end up creating a column right down that right hand side, and I'm really happy with how it looks. So I'm going to embellish with stars here. I bet you're surprised. There is a ton of stars in this collection, which is awesome. And like I said, I wanted to kind of pick up on that orange color a little bit. Time for some splatters. I was like, this is still too clean for me. So I'm going to add some splatters, again in that same navy mist that I used. I'm just using a paintbrush here. Because this was pattern paper without any gesso or anything on it, it did warp pretty badly right there on that corner. So I do have to hold it down so that my splatters don't run straight down the incline. I'm going to move all that and add my splatters, and I think I leave in the sticking down, but I'm not sure. Yes. So I'm sticking down that top cluster, just using wet glue because it's easy. Making sure I'm happy with the placement of these things. I'm going to add some foam behind the word super. Going to stick the fun down flat. And then layer the super over top. Super fun. I can't remember if I told you what this story is or not. So I'm just going to go back in with the red and orange thread here. I'll let you watch what I'm doing. I'll tell you the story. So I'm sure that those of us that have kids and have ever walked them anywhere on the pavement, they have come up with some very interesting stories about what happens when you step on the cracks. And this photo was taken a couple of years ago. And the story that I'm actually telling is that when this photo was snapped, he had started talking about, he'd started making up stories about the cracks. And I remember quite distinctly, and my favourite one was, he was telling me that it was about the mum, and there were babies, and if you stood on the crack, the dad would eat the mum or the babies, and it was just this really detailed, intricate story, and I really enjoyed it. But 2 years later, still, now I'm walking both of them together to school, which is awesome. I get all kinds of interesting stories from them, and I really enjoy hearing their imaginations and having those fun little chats with them, and the random things they come up with. But that is what this story is about. And I'm sure that most of you can probably relate, especially those of you that have kids and have ever, like I said, walked anywhere with them where there's a pavement. You can see here that I'm just adding the finishing touches. I've added some stars. Everything is stuck down at this stage. I've gone back to this clear sticker sheet. I really love these clear stickers. I normally have a bit of a hard time using them, but I'm really, really happy with them. I just want to use them all up on everything. I love them. I am being a little bit fussy with the placement. I'm just sprinkling them around. I think the reason that this layout feels balanced with everything on the right hand side, in part is because I did my journaling in grey, but in part too because I've got the two stars, so the two matching pieces, one to the top right and one to the bottom left. And I just feel like that balanced everything better than having it on the other side. So I'm done with my clear stickers. I'm coming in with some enamel dots. I think I do two clusters of 3. And I use 3 different colours: the orange, the darker grey, and I think that aqua blue colour. And then I go back in and add, I think, 2 clusters of 3 white ones. So one to the bottom and one to the top. I'm going to fuss with them a little bit. So pretty much each of those first lot of enamel dots got another enamel dot added with it. I'm going to add this little banner piece. I think it says "You're rad" or "You're pretty rad" or something like that. I do love that little fox. I wish there was more of him in this collection, but that's okay. I think I said I stuck the word adventure and the word super to some white cardstock, and I have cut those out. I'm sorry if I'm just repeating myself. Making sure everything is stuck down, just messing up the edges, and it's going to jump forward to the close-ups in the video and then the photos, the still photos. This collection has been so fun to play with. I'm really enjoying it. I don't really want to put it away yet, so I may continue to create with it for a little while yet. Make sure you head over to the Anna's Craft Cupboard store to pick up the bits and pieces that are still left. It is such a fun collection. Zoe, you're probably not watching, but you have smashed it out of the park again. I love this collection so very much. Stars, rainbow, I do love it. It's so fun. I hope that you have enjoyed my share today. I hope you've enjoyed my shares this week. This is number 3. I have one more to go. And just as a little sneak, my 4th one is actually a girl page. So pulling out my favourite pattern paper from this collection and creating a girl page for my next one. So make sure you come back tomorrow, I think. But yeah, if you have any questions, please make sure you leave them below. As always, thank you ever so much for taking time out of your lives. You probably enjoy the distraction right now. And for hanging out with me. Have a fantastic scrappy day, and I will be back with you very soon. Take care.